Everyone who played Nintendo games during their childhood looks back at those times with fond memories, be it playing with family, friends, or just on their own. For many people, it's one of the most nostalgic parts of their childhood. But why? What makes it so memorable? Let's start with the sound design. Nintendo has arguably the most iconic soundtracks in video games, particularly their themes. They're designed to be simple and catchy, allowing it to easily get stuck in someone's head. For example, the original Mario Bros. Theme. Everyone knows it, and they keep using it to this day. This allows it to be permanently cemented into the player's mind. Think back to your own early experiences with Nintendo games. You can easily remember themes and sound effects of your favourite games, whether it's collecting coins in Mario Bros. 3 or rolling through Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time. For me, I look back at the level themes in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and the world themes in Mario Galaxy 2. For some reason, they seem to unlock old memories whenever I hear them, things I thought I'd forgotten. Nintendo knows that a lot of what makes their games so memorable is their music, which is why they're always so well made. They put a lot of money into them, for example, using an orchestra for Mario Galaxy, or more recently, using a live band in games like Mario Kart 8 and 3D World. The other part to this influence on our memories is sound effects. I bet you'd recognise some of these. Nintendo has a wide cast of characters that have persisted over many generations. Like the sounds, they are incredibly iconic and memorable, but more importantly, they've stayed the same over time with very little change. Even players from the 80s will recognise Mario today from Super Mario Bros. And his voice has also stayed the same since Mario 64, as the company stayed very loyal to their original designs and ideas. This allows fans to jump back into newer games with their favourite characters without them feeling foreign and unrecognisable, which is important for Nintendo. Because yes, while they're quite heavily focused on attracting new players, it greatly increases their revenue if previous customers are coming back to them. As their games are intended for everyone of all ages, this means that a lot of the players are very young. Getting kids to play the games at a young age ensures that it becomes a very large part of their early childhood. When I was really young, I obviously didn't know much, so any experience in my life at that time would become a big part of it and imprint on me. Talking from experience, that's what makes Nintendo so special for me, and I'm sure this is the case with many of you guys as well. Nintendo pushes multiplayer games much more than other companies. For example, playing Mario Kart and Smash Bros with friends over, doing an all-nighter, or playing some family games with the family. This social aspect to their games evokes nostalgic recollections when looking back at good times. Nowadays, this generation can even have a similar effect, even if friends aren't able to come over, thanks to online play. What makes these games so attractive to us when we're young? Many factors, including bright, vibrant colours, the accessibility, and a classic Nintendo charm. Oftentimes when you look back into the past, things seem to be more colourful and innocent, unlike the present, which feels desaturated and duller. However, if you replay your favourite old games, they still feel the same, although with worse graphics than you remember honestly. And this allows Nintendo to make a lot of money, just from reselling their previous titles. Oftentimes, they can greatly increase the interest if they improve them slightly, like upgrading the graphics for example, to catch up with today's technology. Some examples of the company doing this is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Ocarina of Time 3D, and Metroid Samus Returns. Sometimes, they like to go further, fully diving into the nostalgia pool when creating a new game. They do this in the form of reboots. This is where they take a previously inactive title or series, and bring it back to life in a way that satisfies both new and original players. This can be seen in games like Donkey Kong Country Returns, New Super Mario Bros., and more recently, Metroid Dread. I love these kinds of games, as they remind me of old times, while also being an entirely new game. Sometimes, very occasionally, they give a similar treatment, but for consoles. Case in point, the NES and SNES mini consoles. Given that Nintendo banks so heavily on nostalgia, it makes sense that they'd release new versions of their classic consoles. The NES Mini was a pioneer in retro consoles, as not many had tried it before, but it turned out to be wildly popular, not only for previous owners of the original consoles, but anyone. Even I have a SNES Mini, and I never had the original. They put a lot of work into making them feel retro and authentic, including wired controllers and even a CRT filter on the games for those who want to recreate old memories. All in all, Nintendo really is a jack of all trades, offering games for casual players, hardcore players, younger players, and also older players, making sure that everyone will either feel a sense of nostalgia or begin to create happy memories to reminisce on through rose-tinted glasses in the future. They say money can't buy you happiness, but happiness is exactly what Nintendo sells. Only $49.99. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.